So communication makes sure the data are transmitted between the devices properly. So cyber security, protecting the data, protecting your identity, protecting what are all the things that you want to be secured in this digital world. When you want to create a web page, HTML gives you the structure to that web page. Communication is important. Without having a communication, we cannot have the exact meaning or exact work done. Hello everyone, welcome to the first module of Cyber Security. I am Sanjana, faculty of BCA, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So now we are going to see what are all the things that are there in Module 1 of Cyber Security, 5th Sem BCA. The agenda. So the agenda of this session, we are having Introduction to Cyber Security, Defining Cyberspace, Overview of Computer and Web Technology, Architecture of Cyberspace, Communication and Web Technology, Internet, World Wide Web, and the advent of the Internet. Introduction to Cyber Security. So what is this cyber security? How this word came to existence? Why we use cyber? What is the root of this word? Well, to know that, the root of this word mainly comes from the Greek word called Kubernetes. So this word later get translated into the English word called cybernetics. So cybernetics is a word that we used in 1960s or 1940s. In the 1940s, the cybernetics came to the existence, mainly for having the interaction between the machine and the human. Later, when we are entering in the digital world, the technological era, the cyber word was widely used like cyberspace, cyberpunk, cybercrime, and cyber security. In this way, the word called cyber came to existence. So what is this cyber security? Well, cyber security is a practice of protecting digital assets from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction. It is also protecting digital system, networks, and data from various forms of threats, attacks, and unauthorized access. So, cyber security, protecting the data, protecting your identity, protecting what are all the things that you want to be secured in this digital world, in this computer. Some may have get your access to your system, some may attack your system, some may have the threat to the system. So, cyber security is the practice. It is a practice of protecting the digital assets. In that, we are having key components of cyber security. What are all the key components? Confidentiality, ensuring that information is only accessible through authorized individual. So now you are using WhatsApp. You may have the password. That is, you are having the confidentiality that you can only open the WhatsApp with your permission, with your password. So the cyber security is ensuring that the information is only accessible to authorized individual. The next is the integrity, maintaining the accuracy, completeness of data. So, cyber security is also having the integrity. It makes sure that the data is having accuracy and completeness. Having small data or the breakup data, that will not be tolerated. So, it will give you the integrity, that is the maintaining the accuracy and completeness. After that, we are having the availability. So, what is availability? Ensuring that the system and the service are accessible when needed. So, when you want your friend, when you are troubled, so you need the availability of your friend. In the same way, cyber security makes sure that the system and the service are accessible to the user when he is needed. So, these are the key components of cyber security. So, the next, what is the importance of cyber security? How it will protect you from the threat, attacks. What is the important thing? So, let's see. So, the importance of cyber security. This protects sensitive and confidential information. The cyber security give you and ensure you that the sensitive information and the confidential information are protected. Next, it ensures the reliability and availability of the digital system. This will ensure that it is available. The need of the operation is taking place. The consistency, that is the reliability of the digital system. Next, it will preserve trust in online transaction and communication. We all are using the digital transaction, right? We are using the Google Pay, Phone Pay, everything. Now it is all are digitalized. So the cyber security ensure that the online transaction and communication are safe, are preserved. So the next we are having prevent financial losses and reputational damages. Some knowingly or unknowingly gets the financial losses. They will trust the people and they do the activities which are illegal on the victim. So the cyber security ensure you that the financial loss and the reputational damage can be prevented. So these are the importance. So how can we give the cyber security? What are all the measures? So we are having different cyber security measures. Installing and regularly updating security software. Oh, I brought this laptop in 2018. Why I need the update? Why do I need the antivirus? These things we always think. So to overcome the threat, to overcome the loss of the system, we should install and always be updated and always be maintain the regularly updating and security software. We should always maintain the upgradation of the software for the security reason. After that, we are having enforcing strong and unique password. Some may use their birth date, their friend's birth date. So we are using like 1, 2, 3, 4, your name, your favorite food. So these are the weak password that we use. This is very weak password that can be easily traced, that can be easily hacked. So we should ensure that it should be strong, unique password that cannot be hacked. It should include all the types of special characters. The length should be long. So that way we should ensure that the password is secured. After that, we are having encrypting sensitive data. The WhatsApp, the end-to-end encrypted data. So in that way, make sure that the data is encrypted properly. After that, we are having the conducting regular security audit and vulnerability assessment. So we should have the regular audit, checking the system. We should have a regular checkup to the system, what are all we using, whether the security is given, whether there is a threat or not. So these are the regular audit. Next, educating user about the safe online practice. Get into the spam. So we should make sure that they are educated about the online things, how to use the digital system, how to be properly using the safety. Properly we should use the digital system. What are the safety, how the attackers, how the hackers will play the game against you, how you will become the victim. We should make an education campaign, like we should have a school, college. We should make sure that what is cyber security, how should we prevent these threats, attacks. So we should make sure educating the people about how the digital world, the digital era works. So this about the small introduction about cyber security. After that, we are having the defining cyberspace. What is cyberspace? Cyberspace is a virtual environment or a digital domain in which electronic data, information and communication are created, stored, processed and exchanged. So this is not a physical world. This is the virtual world. In virtual world, we are storing the data. We are having a connection with the people. So these things are named as the cyberspace. So these things are named as cyberspace. It is not physical location, but a conceptual space that encompasses the interconnected world of computer, networks and digital system. As I said earlier, it is not the physical location. It is all things are virtual. So in this virtual space, we are having the interconnected world of computers. The computers are interconnected. The large computers, what are all the things that we are using are interconnected. The networks all are interconnected. Cyberspace is completely different from the physical world. In the physical world, everything has a definite shape and behavior. So what are all the things? This is the physical world. I am having the pen, the board, everything is physical. But how it is working? How I am able to display this? These are all virtual. The thing that is going beyond the screen, that is the virtual. So that is how the cyberspace are defined. This is completely virtual where the user cannot see. The user cannot see what are all the things that are going behind, which are virtually connected. So the next, we are having the overview of computer and web technology. Computer. So what is computer? What is the web technology? So we will have the overview of that. So in this computer, so when we hear computer, the first thing we have hardware and software. So the computer having the hardware and software, where the hardware are the physical components such as the CPU, memory, the storage devices, input-output devices, network interface. These are all the hardware. Hardware means that are physically available. We can touch and feel it. So these things are hardware. So what is software? Software are the programs that control the hardware and perform specific tasks. This includes operating system like Windows, Linux, and other applications like word processor, spreadsheet, web browsers, etc. So software, it is the set of instructions that we give to the computer to perform the specific task. So the computer involves the hardware, software, and the operating system. So these three mainly makes the whole machine called as computer. After that, we are having web technology. What is web technology? Web technology refers to the tools and technique used to create and display the website on the internet. So web technology. Without internet, can we have a web? Well, it is mainly used to display the website on the internet. So web technology like HTML. So this HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, defines the structure and content of the web page. When you want to create a web page, HTML gives you the structure to that web page. How the document should be, how the web page should be. That structure is given by the HTML. After that, we are having CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheet. So styles that appearance of the web page, including layout, colors, font, and spacing. So we have the structure. Next, we want the styling of that web page. For that, we are having the technology, that is the CSS. So this will give you the layout, color, fonts, spacing, everything that is related to the styling of the web pages. Next, JavaScript. So JavaScript also a programming language. It is a programming language that adds the interactivity and dynamic elements to the web pages. So JavaScript used for the interaction that mainly have the interactivity and dynamic elements to the web pages. The responsive web pages, what we see when we open the websites. So the responsiveness, all those things can be given by using the JavaScript. Next, web server. So what is web server? That is the computers that store and deliver web pages to the user. Web server. It is having server. This web server means it serves the web pages that it has stored to the user. So it is having web server. Next, domain names. So domain names are the human readable address for web server. So human cannot understand 1, 0. Can we understand this? No. This can be understood by the computer. What about the human? So, what about the human? Can human understand this? No. To make human understandable, we are having domain names. So, these are the human readable address for the web server. These are the human readable address for the web server. So, here we are having example.com, abc.com. So these are like human readable. So that's about the overview of the computer and web technology. The next, we are having architecture of cyberspace. Earlier I said cyberspace means it is the virtual components, that is not a physical. So it is completely virtual. The term cyberspace refers to the virtual environment created by computer networks, particularly the internet. So this is the virtual environment created by computer networks. The computer networks creates the virtual environment using the internet. This concept became popular in 1990s. So 30 years back, this concept became popular and is often used to describe the digital realm where online communication, data exchange and digital interaction take place. So why this became famous? Because of its online communication. We could able to connect people around the world, not from home to home, around the world. So here in India, I can connect to the people in America. So like that way, this became very popular because of its online communication. So this architecture is having layer. The first is the physical layer. This physical layer mainly includes the cables, switches, routers, data centers that are using the technology like fiber optics, copper wires, wireless signal to transmit the data. For transmission of data, we are having certain physical things like cable, switches and routers. This is mainly used for transmission of data. The user interaction are nil. After the physical layer, we are having the data link layer. So now, data link layer, this mainly interface, the network interface manages the data packets between the devices and the same network. In data link layer, the data that gets transmitted are packed as a packets, small packets. So these are transmitted, means that are managed between the devices on the same network. So these have MAC addressing using the media access control addresses to uniquely identify the devices on a local network. This mainly uses the MAC addressing to have the transmission of this small packets of data. After that, we are having the network layer. Physical layer, data link layer, the next is network layer. So network layer is having unique IP address. IP means Internet Protocol address to device to facilitate the routing across different networks. So this network layer gives every system a unique IP address so that the devices can facilitate the routing across different networks. Determines the best path for data to travel across the network. So the network layer mainly decide which path is best for the transmission of the data. So the next, transport layer. The transport layer having protocols ensure the data is transmitted accurately and in order. So the transport layer transmit the data that are from the previous, that is between the network layer to the application layer. So the protocols ensures the data is transmitted accurately and in order. Error handling, managing error, correction, transmission of lost or the corrupted data takes place in transport layer. So the last, we are having the application layer. In application layer, we are having the protocols for specific applications and services. So application layer is where the user will have an interaction with the application, with the web pages, with the thing that he is interacting in the system. So this layer will ensure that the application and service are available to the user by using the protocols like HTTP, HTTPS for web browsing and SMTP for the Gmail. Some protocols like HTTPS, SMTP. The service includes web servers, Gmail servers and other services that interact with end users. So services including like web servers, Gmail servers, other different services that are available to the end users. These things are given in the application layer to the user. Next, we are having communication and web technology. Communication is very important, right? Whether in our day-to-day life or in the system, that is in the digital world. Communication is important. Without having a communication, we cannot have the exact meaning or exact work done. Communication plays very important role even in the digital system. What is communication? Communication refers to the tools, system and methods that facilitate the exchange of information, data between individual, organization or the devices. So communication makes sure the data are transmitted between the devices properly. It also whether the information or the data between the individual or the devices or the organization. So in that we are having the telecommunication. What is telecommunication? This telecommunication enables long distance voice and data transmission. Telecommunication is used for the long distance, for having long distance voice and data transmission. The internet connects billions of devices globally. Every day we are using the internet, right? So internet is also a way of communication where billions of devices are connected for the communication, connecting the people, storing the data, transferring the data. So internet also a way of communication. Next, email, electronic message exchange. So we are also using email as one of the communication for having the electronic message exchanges. Next, instant messaging. So real-time text and multimedia communication. The next, social media. So social media is also another way for communication, that what we use daily in our life. This mainly used for sharing the content, network and communication. So the WhatsApp, Instagram, there are different types of social media that are available in the digital world. So we use that for sharing, storing and also for creating. Next, we are having the video conferencing, face-to-face meeting over the internet. VoIP, that is voice communication over the internet. Wireless communication, data transmission without the physical wires. Cloud computing, remote access to the data and application. We are using right now the cloud system for storing the data. After that, the IoT, that is connected devices for data collection and exchange. 5G technology. Now we are in the 5G era. So this 5G technology having the advanced mobile network for faster speed and capacity. Next, we are having blockchain technology. The blockchain technology secure and transport the data to peer-to-peer transaction. After that, we are having web technology. So what is this web technology? Web technology refers to the tools, software, protocols and standards used for building and maintaining the website and web application. These are the set of standards, set of protocols that are used for building and maintaining the website and web application. So now we are having the HTML, that is for defining the web page structure, and the next we are having CSS, styling web page elements, JavaScript adds the dynamic and content to the interactivity, the HTTP and HTTPS protocols, the hypertext markup protocols, web servers store and deliver web content, databases that store and retrieve the web data. Next, we are having web frameworks. So, simplify the web application development. Web browser. This display web pages for the users. Next, responsive web design. Responsive web design, that is using the JavaScript, other things, adapts to the various devices. So what are all the layouts? If you open in the laptop, the same website can be viewed in the mobile layout, that is the responsive. So after that, we are having APIs, which facilitate the communication between the software and components. The next, web standards, ensure interoperability and consistency. Web security. This is used for protecting the website user from the threat. CMS. This will simplify the website creation and management. Web hosting provides the infrastructure for the website to host, like a local host. Next, we are having internet. So, what is this internet? A global connectivity. Internet is a global connectivity that connects the devices worldwide. So here we are having the data exchange. So transfer of data globally. Information access. This provides the vast information resources. Communication enables various forms of communication. E-commerce. This supports the online transaction. Online services offers various online services. So these are the things the internet enables you to do. So the next we are having the World Wide Web. WWW. So what is this World Wide Web? It is the collection of web pages. So the World Wide Web will be having hypertext, which is used for documents are linked together using hyperlinks, allowing user to navigate from one page to another page. Web browser. That is the software application that allow user to access and view the web pages. Next, web server. Computers that store and deliver web pages to the user. It serves the web pages to the user. Next, we are having URL. That is the Uniform Resource Locator. A unique address for each web page or the resources on the internet. The Universal Resource Locator is a unique one. It is a unique address that is given for each web pages. Next, we are having HTML. That is the Hypertext Markup Language. The standard markup language used to create web pages. So next we are having HTTP. So Hypertext Transfer Protocol, the protocol used to transfer web pages between the server and the browser. This is mainly used to transfer web pages between the server and browser. So the last we are having the advent of internet. So when did the internet came to existence? So the advent of the internet can be traced back to the late 1960s. So in the US Department of Defense funded a research project called ARPANET, that is the Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Here is the internet came to existence. So in 1960s, the ARPANET was the precursor to the internet. In 1970s, the TCP and the IP, that is the Transmission Control Protocol and the Internet Protocol became the basis for internet communication. 1980s, the internet was born. In 1989, the World Wide Web was invented. In 1990s, the internet became commercialized. So internet became commercialized. It became to know to the people. Late 1990s, the dot-com bubble occurred. So in late 1990s, the dot-com bubble occurred. 2000, broadband and social media emerged. In 2010, mobile internet and IoT expanded. In 2020s, the internet continues to evolve with the new technologies. Right now, we are seeing the AI, that is the artificial intelligence, which is booming right now. It is the trending of the technology. So this way, the technology gets evolved. So this is about the advent of the internet. So this is about the session. So what we have seen. Thank you.